Hi everyone, my name is Sumaya Ahmed and I am the Virtual Content Specialist for 7th grade science. In this video, I will review how to use Nearpod and Socrative for formative assessments or check-ins for understanding. I will go over the highlights after I show you the features in each application. So first, let's go over Nearpod. And Nearpod is a digital platform where you can create interactive and collaborative lessons for students. You can create a free account which will give you access to a lot of the resources and activities that you can use for your classrooms. Now, when you first sign in, you can click Create a Lesson and you can modify the name of the lesson as needed. And this is where you're going to start building up your lesson or assessment. So if you click Add Content and Activities, you can have all um, you have all these options for content. Now, you can also use these to support your activities. However, you can add content to your activities or to your assessments as well. So I'll show you how to do that. But for content, you can add videos, you can add a slide, a website, Nearpod 3D, which is like a 3D models, virtual reality simulations, a slideshow, and all these options. But for the formative assessments, you will go to activities. So I'll show you how to make a few today, and you can explore the other ones on your own. I'll show you how to make a time to climb, an open-ended question, um, a poll, and a draw it. So you can choose any of the activities as a formative assessment. And the ones that I will be going over, I believe those are the best ones just to get an understanding of how the students are comprehending the concepts. And again, you can try out the other ones, see how they work in your classroom. So first, let's look at the time to climb. Now, this is a gamified version of a quiz, and you can create it on your own from scratch, or you can choose ones that are already created, okay? So let's say if you choose this one, Forces in Motion, uh, you know, these are great because they're already created and some of them have pictures and such attached to it. And if you want to add your own questions or modify the questions, you can do that. Okay. As you can see, you can add questions, you can modify the questions, you can delete one, you can delete any if you need to. So after you click save, it saves as part of the assessment. Now I will show you what this looks like. So again, like I said, it is a gamified version of a quiz. So when students first log in, they have the code, they log in, and they choose a character. Okay, so they could choose any one of these, and they have more options, and they click start, and they start answering the questions. So the reason why it's called time to climb is like each student you climb and you make your way all the way up to the top, and it's competition based. So students are awarded first, second, and third place, or the winners after the game. And there's catchy music, and it has a lot of vibrant colors and graphics. So this is what it looks like once you get there. And it's a fun way to do a quick formative assessment using multiple choice questions. So again, you can choose the pre-made ones that are already made and you can edit them, or you can create one completely from scratch. Now let's look at the quiz option. So you can add slide, add activity, and go to quiz. And this is great because you can type in the question that you want. You can add answer choices, and this feature is very helpful. You can add an image, an audio recorder where you can, record audio, a PDF viewer. You can add a video, an audio where you can read out the question for students who need questions read out, or a web content, which is you can add a link to a website or a website where they have access to information to help them answer this question. So you can add all these attachments to help them answer the question. Sometimes I add an image and I ask students to label certain parts of the image, so that's helpful. And you can download any images from Google and upload it to the image part. You can also add a timer if you want this to be a timed quiz. And as you can see, these are the options for questions. So you can add a question, add an answer, and then click save at the end. And the next option I want to show you is a draw it. So if you go to this, and this is a great way to help students visualize their thoughts, and they can draw an image or a mind map to show their thinking. Okay, so here you can do your instructions. You can also add a timer, and same thing, they have all their options to add supports, and you can upload a background image for them to see once they get to the draw it. So one more formative assessment option is the open-ended question. And again, same format, you can add any supports. Here you can enable student audio recordings if you want them to record using audio, and you can add a timer. So I'm going to show you what a session report looks like based on a quiz that I already did with my class. So if you click on reports, so this is a random assignment that I did. And here is what the summary of the report looks like. So 86% or 86% answered, and this is the correct answer ratio. So this is really helpful because all the data is condensed in the beginning. And then here you can see their specific grade for each student. So for the quiz, the student got a 90%. For the draw it, they didn't complete it. So the participation was 91%. Okay, and as you go on, you can see, if you scroll, you can see all the individual student data. And then you could even break it down further based on each type of question. Okay, so if you have each question related to a standard, you can see if students mastered that standard. So here, you can see here are the results. So for this question, 95% of the students got the correct answer. For this question, 84 of the students got the correct answer. So, for example, if you see that not a lot of students got the correct answer for a question based on the summarized data over here, you can use that as an opportunity to go back and review certain concepts to help them understand or clear their misconceptions. And again, remember, if you use a draw it where they can draw out their responses. So here the question was, draw an example of a rock going through a stage in the rock cycle. So here are just some examples of their drawings. Okay, so they have their drawings, and this is especially helpful if they're using an iPad or any device that has a touch screen. However, students can also do it on a laptop or computer. Okay, then these are all the examples of their drawings. So this is great. You get this data in real time. So as students are working on it, you can see their changes, and you can help them if you see them struggling or if you see them with wrong information. You can always help them and have them edit their responses. So the session report format is very helpful because you can check for understanding for the whole quiz. You can check for understanding for each student and for the individual questions. And this is all in real time as students are completing this assessment. So the next application that I would like to go over is called Socrative. And And this is a formative assessment tool where you can launch quizzes, a space race, which is a gamified version of a quiz, or quick questions. So something unique about the quick questions is that you don't have to enter the question here. Okay, so let's say if you just think about a question on the spot, you can project the question on your screen, and students have these answer choices. So if they join your room, at 6918, that's my room. If they join your room, they enter their name, and you can also have them enter, their Google Classrooms, but they enter their name, and you can just have them answer the question here. And so this is great for on-the-fly assessments. If you think of a question last minute, you don't have time to type it into a certain platform, you can just go to launch and launch a quick question here. You can have the question on the board and have students answer here, and all the results will be collected. So if you want to launch a quiz, you can click on Launch Quiz. You can save quizzes. Okay, so if you click on a quiz that's already saved, click Next. So once you choose it, you have all these options. Okay, so this cells quiz, this is one that I already had saved. Okay, and I'll show you how to create a quiz. So once you have the quiz saved and you want to launch it, you have to choose the delivery method and settings. So for instant feedback, if you choose instant feedback, then in this setting, the students answer questions in order and cannot change answers. Instant feedback is provided for each question. You monitor progress in a table of live results. So again, you get live results and students get instant feedback as they're going through the questions. And you can also choose the following settings as well. The next one is open navigation. I'm gonna have to just refresh. Okay. So again, I'm gonna choose cells. So the next one is open navigation. So for this one, it says students may answer questions in any order and change answers before finishing. You monitor progress on a table of live results. So if you click that one, they can answer the questions in any order. And then for the teacher-paced one, you control the flow of questions and monitor responses as they happen. You may skip and revisit questions. So you can decide on the delivery method and the settings. So you can require names, you can shuffle questions, shuffle answers, show question feedback, show final score to students, and click on how many attempts you want them to have. Okay. A space race is a more gamified version of a quiz. And you could do something quick like an exit ticket. And you can have students respond to the exit ticket. So if you go to reports, you can see the responses. And you can hide the names. You can click show responses to see who got the right answer, or show results to see who got the right answer and who got the wrong answer. These tell you the score percentage. Okay, and then what's great is over here it tells you the individual score for the students, but down here on the bottom it tells you the percentage correct for each question. Okay, so here this question only one student got correct. So if I get that result, then this would be a question that I would want to revisit compared to something like this question, number 3. And you can export the results. You can get the complete results in Excel file, the individual student PDFs, the result summary, and the answer key PDF. And you can download them and save to your Google Drive and get it emailed to you as well. So this is, by the way, for rooms. That you can create each room for a different class that you have. So Students would need to enter the room and they will get their quizzes there. And here is how you can create a quiz. So you can just click Add Quiz, Create New, and then you can choose the type of quiz that you want. Okay, and once you save it, it will show up when you click Launch. So these are the two platforms that I went over. And now let me just review the highlights. So Nearpod has a wide variety of assessments. Activities, it includes results in real time, and you can add references to the questions, which is great. For example, if you have a text-based question or a question based on a scientific diagram or process, you can attach that to the questions. And they have a lot of different options for results. You can have them do a draw it, you can have them do open-ended, have them answer poll questions, and so on. You can see the results in various ways and have access to thousands of pre-made lessons, quizzes, and resources which you can add to your assessments or edit them. Again, you can add references to your questions. They have a lot of content that you can add. You can save the results in various ways. And one great option for Nearpod that I really like is they have so many pre-made lessons already available, and you can just duplicate them and edit them for your classroom. So Socrative is another assessment platform where you can launch quizzes, gamified quizzes, and other forms of on-the-fly assessments. Compared to Nearpod, the assessment activities are limited here. You can only use short responses, true or false, multiple choice. However, it is simple and easy to use, and you can save the results in various ways, which includes class summary and student responses. And what's great is that you can add references to the questions and answer explanations. For example, if a student gets a question wrong, you can have a resource that is embedded within the quiz so they can revisit that concept right away as soon as they get that question wrong. So both are very different platforms and excellent options for formative assessments for students. Thank you for watching.